All right, we're gonna make our way across the road. 95, which is right through the woods there, that way, was shut down this morning. So it took me over an hour to go like 3 miles. So I know a lot of you guys that are local don't normally come by our place. So we got a little extra items out this morning. Thank goodness some of my employees were on time and they were able to get this stuff out front. But a little history, this road that you see we're on, prior to 95, was basically 95. It was Route 1, 301 through this area. Now it's called Route 1 again. It was your only way to travel north or south. And for some of you guys that don't realize, you can go all the way to Florida and you can go all the way to Maine on this particular road. Route 1 goes to it never in, it stops at a buoy in Key West. You can't go any further. It's pretty neat. A lot of people go there and take pictures. So when 95 shuts down, we get traffic that we don't normally get. It's not bad now. It was bumper to bumper through here. You couldn't even drive across the street without sitting in traffic. So we threw a couple cool items out here for people to see. While I was sitting in traffic, I keep having people ask me, at the service shop and a couple of my employees, what do you think about the Tyreek Hill thing? And I'm not a sports guy, so I didn't even know what it was. So I just do a little looking real quick. It's not hard to find something. And the first thing I found, I thought was a comedy skit, to be honest. Like the guy's voice of the police officer pulling him out took me back to like the TV show Chips. I thought it was the foreign guy from that TV show reenacting it or something. But then I realized it was real. And again, I don't know who he is as a football player, but obviously he's, I guess, a good one and recognized. And I just don't keep up with football, so no offense to him. And the cops, I see both sides of it. While we're doing this, let's walk through some stuff because we're not going to get to an actual video today probably for this. So what I can tell you guys, though, is police officers do have a rough job, and I'm not taking sides on this at all. We have people all the time come by our parking lot and see like 4 or 5 cops sitting. It's very popular for them to gather over here. And at night, they actually back up in here and run radar, and they sit right here because there's no cars. We support it. Like, we have had the police officers help us out more times than not for theft and crime in other situations. So it's funny, people drive by and see like 4 cop cars, and then they assume you're like, oh my gosh, Davis is in trouble. No, not in trouble. But we support them hanging out, doing whatever, so we talk to them and everything else. They've got a crappy job. Like, their lives are on the line. They don't know who they're pulling over, and I don't think that was the case on this situation. But either way, I can see both sides of it. I will tell you guys, from a life lesson of driving for the last 30 years I've been driving. Crazy. And driving some, thanks, Christian. And driving some very crazy things. I've been in some predicaments where it was questionable too. Like, they see this redneck guy driving a Lamborghini, and I've had cops come up and just be brazenly bald, like, whose car is this? Why are you driving this car? And I'm polite, I'm taken back. I'm ready to just be like, do you, say some smart stuff. But I bite my tongue and always have, and it always turns out okay. So I can tell you, respect goes a long way. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, depending on the police officer's gender. Having my license, having my registration, having insurance, having the things that they're going to ask for goes a long way. And being polite. I've had some situations where, like, I thought they were going to get really shitty, and I was really ready to snap back and didn't. So I have seen both sides of it. And I can tell you, respect goes a long ways, because those guys don't know what's going to happen. And again, I only watched a few clips. I'm 30 minutes into understanding this whole thing, but I can sure see that it is going crazy. Everybody's making a big deal about it. And, again, I think there's 2 sides to it. So I think he did good. He was within his rights to do what he did. The police officers probably pushed it a little too far. But I also have had some family members that were police officers. I've had some close friends that were police officers, and a lot of them could not quickly enough get out of the line of duty as things have changed over the years. So as we have not walked, and as we have not talked, and as we have not shown anything extra, that's just been on my mind, because I remember clearly one time being in a Lamborghini in a tank top and some flip-flops, and I think I had my license plate in the back window, and that's why I got pulled over. They didn't see it until they walked up, but then they definitely wanted my license and registration, where I was going, what I was doing, and it took me off guard. Like, that wasn't any of their business. But I just was, yes, sir, no, sir, here you go, and it was fine. Same way with some lifted trucks and other things. Again, they're just doing their job. You got to respect it. But if you're driving something flashy, go ahead and expect you're going to have somebody look at you twice. If you're riding down the road with your music blaring and your dark windows, you're going to have a situation probably. So anyway, that's our take on that. That's my take on that. My guys might think differently. I don't even watch football, so doesn't make much difference. But I do see that it's going to be a controversy to come, and it's just going to make police officers' jobs harder. But again, I think more people are siding with it. He didn't do anything wrong. He was saying, hey, my leg hurts, or I got an injury. Be careful. Maybe they were a little brazen. I don't really know where the law stands about taking somebody out of their car. I don't know the law where they were at on dark windows, or that you have to show your ID. I do see, watching YouTube, a lot of the guys that just go out and taunt police, and I don't think that's right. Like, you know, you shouldn't go out and taunt police and say, I know my rights, I don't have to give you my ID. They're probably in their rights because they know their rights, and that's where they make their content. But I have to believe some of those are pushing the envelope a little far. So enough said, guys. Here we are, Davis Auto Sales. I wanted to walk around, but it's just been one of those days. So we do have another good video for you today. We do have a couple new vehicles in. We do have a lot of stuff pulled out. We do have a lot of square bodies up at the shop. If you haven't watched the latest square body video on the steps that Brian designed and Daniel talks about and has all the information, and that was the topic of conversation also this morning, was selling of the steps. Davis Off-Road's website is mostly e-commerce, but you can call with questions. I don't think the new steps are loaded on there yet, so we had a lot of people reach out and say, hey, how can I get them? What's the price? Reach out to Davis Off-Road on that, and then Davis Auto Sales for any of your vehicle needs. And we got a lot of tow truck content to bring you guys, a lot of new inventory, a lot of new stuff that's coming in, that's built, and then some trade-ins. So I hope to get that video out in the next couple of days. So thanks for the support. Thanks for watching. As always, we're out.